Hello, I'm Bruce Lorincz, and this show is called Bruce on the Loose. We're here at the Expo, the Senior Expo here in the field house of Wadsworth High School on location, and we're doing a show with several different segments. Lisa Hales to my right, and we're starting out with Meals on Wheels, and Susan Horner is on the board to coordinate Lisa and all the things that Meals on Wheels does. We talked to you early in 23. What some of the things? Any changes happened since then?
Well, actually, since we've been a little more active in the community and doing First Friday and our activity here at the Senior Center, our numbers have gone up just a little.
Okay.
But that's okay. We always would appreciate more help, more volunteers, whether it's driving or kitchen help. And I think being out in public and being a little more visible to everyone definitely helps with letting other people who might be interested in community service know that we're around and what we do.
And you work out at Trinity Church, and you have a background in this area.
Yeah, I'm a licensed and registered dietitian. I started out in the clinical area working at Medina Hospital, but then my little ones were born and I became a stay-at-home mama. And then, my youngest and my oldest, they did the We Choose program at Trinity. And we would be walking through the building and smelling all of the wonderful smells that emanated from that kitchen. So I started volunteering there probably about 5 years ago. And when I started volunteering there, actually the assistant cook at that time was like, "You're a dietitian?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a dietitian." She's like, "You could take over when Rhonda retires." And so that kind of planted the seed. And I just continued to volunteer, continued to gain insight and experience. And when Rhonda retired, I stepped into those shoes.
Susan, we have some misnomers that we need to put down right away. It isn't, the program Meals on Wheels isn't just for senior citizens, is it?
Correct. It's for anyone who needs a meal. If you're planning on having surgery for a couple weeks and recovery, you can sign up for Meals on Wheels then. If you have if you're just by yourself and you just having some health problems, you want some meals delivered. We do it Monday through Friday. The meals are $4, very reasonable. Thank you to Lisa. She is a whiz at making sure we keep our numbers where they're at. So we get a lot of donations, and the donations help the buffer between what we pay for the meals and what the meals actually cost. But Lisa is so thoughtful, especially with her background, that the meals are healthy. If you're a diabetic, we have meals for you specifically for that. So we're very blessed to have Lisa here.
Sometimes in the winter, a lot of our drivers may go south. It's really critical, and you don't have to sign up for long term, do you?
Nope. Just if you're just a couple weeks or a couple months, it's just whatever the need is that you have, and Lisa will make sure that your home fits in the route, and so that's kind of where the drivers and the kitchen help comes in. We would love to have some volunteer, look for some more volunteer drivers and some more volunteer kitchen help. With the drivers, you could just be on call. You do not have to sign up for 5 days a week. You can minimally be on call. We call you up and say, "Hey, we need some help." It's an hour a day. It's super minimal. And then the kitchen help, is once a month or a couple times a month, is whatever fits in the schedule, and that's a couple hours.
I hear next year, a little bird told me that it could be a milestone for Meals on Wheels of Wadsworth Incorporated. Is that correct?
Yes, we are having our 50th anniversary next year. It started in 1974, and so we look for details for more information coming next year.
Lisa, I think we covered the minimal cost back when Meals on Wheels originated. And are you telling me, for someone that needs this service, it's $4 a day?
It's
Come on,
$4.
tell me
I know.
that's not true.
It is true.
Okay.
You know, honestly, anymore, you can't even get a meal at McDonald's for $4. You know, our like choices that we have range from some days I'll have a salad, like a Cobb salad, with a dessert, a dinner roll, and a fruit. I do like to have fresh fruits and vegetables at least once a week, where it's an entree or a decent side. I try to make sure that our clients get at least 2 servings of vegetables with our meals. I feel that that's important. Our desserts, people rave about our desserts.
Yeah, I was in there yesterday, and you were like little muffins. You
We
were
were
rolling.
making up these
Oh,
muffins.
okay.
Yeah, we made some chocolate chip muffins for today, just so people can have a little taste of what we provide for our clients. But
Not-
this is very minimal of what we do.
Not that food costs were going down, then all of a sudden right in the middle of COVID. How
Yes.
did that hurt your deliveries, and did you stop serving for a
We
while?
did not stop serving. We just kind of had to pivot. The kitchen volunteers, actually I stepped back at that time. There were 3 main ladies who were working it through. Rhonda, her assistant, and another lady, Susan, who is my assistant now, Sue. But what we did is we kind of pivoted. Instead of, unfortunately, the door-to-door personal service and contact, they went to a no-contact delivery system where our clients would put a cooler out and our drivers would drop their meal off. And this is still the same. It's anywhere between 11:15 and 11:45. That's meal delivery time. And they would drop the meal off in the cooler. The client would know that the meal's supposed to come at that time, and then they would just receive their meals. Now, at this point, we're kind of trying to maybe walk back into those waters, but it's also going to be based on what the driver's comfort is, what our client's comfort is. You know, they might still appreciate that contact-free. Maybe they're going through chemotherapy, you know, and their immune system is down, and they don't really want to have that contact. Or, flip side, maybe they need that contact because that's what our service provides. Our service also provides a check-in, you know, for clients and for loved ones. You know, for example, say a person receives their meals Monday through Friday. We have 2 options, Monday through Friday or Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Say our driver comes and they notice that yesterday's meal is still in the cooler.
Right.
The protocol is that they'll knock on the door, they'll try to reach them. If they can't reach them then, our driver does have our client's phone numbers, so they'll call the client. If they still can't reach the client, then the driver contacts me. I try again because maybe, you know, the client just couldn't get to the door in time. And if I still can't reach them, then I'll call a contact person. So I make sure all of our clients, whether it's a neighbor, a friend, a family member, and say, hey, you know what, yesterday's meal was there. We tried to get a hold of your loved one, but we could not reach them. So if you could please do a well check, I would appreciate that. And just let me know, leave me a voice message to let me know that your client is okay or your loved one is okay.
That really is very helpful to the family. I'm sure
Yes.
if they're on vacation or something, they're
Yes.
really helpful about.
Yes.
Susan, it's got to make you and the board very happy, all the strides that you've made. And you have to be flexible because, again, someone could have the surgery, they could need the service for a month or 2 all of a sudden.
Right, absolutely.
Do they need like a month notice ahead of time?
Nope, they just call
Oh.
Lisa. Just when they notice that. Lisa knows the phone number by heart. They
Okay.
can just call 33.
335-6156.
Well, this has been Bruce on the Loose, segment 1 of our here in the Expo, and we've learned a lot from Meals on Wheels and hope you can help them out in a voluntary service. Thank you very much.
Thanks for your time, guys.
Hi, we're back with the Bruce on the Loose, Laura Toth, and we just
Hi.
saw you last week
We
over at
sure
Soprema,
did.
and thank you very much for coordinating that. And there's a lot of people come over there and use that facility.
Absolutely. We are this is going to be one of our busiest days, but we've maintained a real crowd over there, so it's a good thing for Wadsworth and for the Office for Older Adults. Absolutely.
What about the Soprema Center? 90 people, 90 organizations here to give information to people, and that information they can utilize and it helps their living.
Absolutely, and it is so important. The Soprema Senior Center, as well as our organization, is all about maintaining people independently in the community. That's where people want to age, in their own homes, in the community. So to have an event like this where they can learn about different services that can help them in the home, either socialize, medical needs, insurance needs. We got it all covered. So it's great for Wadsworth and for the Soprema Center to host this event.
Yeah, the Medina County Office of Older Adults. You have all sorts of brochures here.
Correct.
Could you tell me about a couple of them?
Sure. One thing that we do that's going to be really popular today that you hear is open enrollment is starting for Medicare.
Right.
So we have in Medina, people can come and make an appointment to get their Medicare reviewed, non-biased from our trained counselors, but also once a month we come down to Soprema and offer that service. People can sign up right here and get their insurance reviewed.
Yeah, they may be overwhelmed. They're getting an avalanche of all sorts of offers, and to change their policy, and with someone that knows, it gives them a little peace of mind.
I totally agree. And we just encourage people to get it reviewed. It costs no money. Get it reviewed and see if you're on the right plan for you. That could change from year to year.
Okay, what else? So what other active program?
A description of all our programs, including home delivered meals, which we serve about 4,000 home delivered meals in Wadsworth every year. And that's in addition to Trinity Church, who also has a home delivered meal program.
I just talked to them a minute ago.
Perfect. It goes hand in hand. We also have restaurant vouchers that we offer in the Soprema Senior Center that people can sign up for. And then we also have information about issue 15, which is the renewal of the Human Services Levy, which will be on the ballot November 7th.
So I imagine all your services, it costs. You have personnel. It costs to go ahead and develop this office. Tell us a little bit about the history of the office.
Okay. Well, Office for Older Adults came about, I'm going to go way back. It came about through the Older Americans Act, which was one of Johnson's Great Society programs.
Sure, in the mid-'60s, I think.
Exactly. And it really became active in Medina County in the mid-'70s by the time all the legislation got passed and set up. And since that time, we have developed programming throughout the county. So we get grant funded through federal grant funds, about 20 to 25% of our budget, and we have grown from there. So things like meals, the restaurant vouchers, the operation of the Soprema Senior Center Cafe is all dependent on local levy dollars, which we do to match and support those Older Americans Act dollars. So really a combination of levy funding and federal grant funding is what makes us go, what makes us run. And we've been able to grow and grow since the late 70s to the present to try and meet the needs of seniors in Medina County.
How much of an increase will be for taxpayers in Medina County?
That's a great question, Bruce, because there's no increase. It is a straight renewal, so there will be no increase to anyone's taxes.
So you're telling me this is one thing that isn't going up?
Yes. We hope that it's not controversial. It is not going up. The other thing I like to tell people is it is issue number 15. That's a big number. So please go through all the way through your ballot. It supports Office for Older Adults, Children's Services in Medina County, and also the Addiction and Mental Health Board. So really the most vulnerable citizens.
So it
isn't
just your office, but couple others.
Correct. It's a combined senior services
what other
levy.
Organizations are
Children's
affected?
Services, which is a division of Job and Family Services, and the Addiction and Mental Health Board.
Okay. So 3 very important agencies in Medina County.
Correct. I'm really proud of what we've done. I feel we've been really good stewards of the taxpayers' money, and it's the first dedicated funding from the county taxpayers for seniors. So we were one of only 7 counties that didn't have any specific money for senior services. So this is a real achievement, and we really want to keep it going.
And the Board of Elections, people can walk in there starting Wednesday.
October 11th.
Last Wednesday it started, so we can go ahead and vote. And as a former government teacher, I hope that everyone does their civic duty and go out and vote, and however they vote.
At least
they're doing
vote.
that. No question about it.
There's a lot on the ballot, so go and speak your mind in the voting booth. It's all of our opportunity, right?
Laura Toth, I learned a lot. I learned a lot last week and today as well. And it seems like you're getting out there and helping people in so many ways.
Thank you so much, and thank you for taking a few minutes to talk today.
We'll be back with segment 3 coming up. Hi, we're back with Bruce on the Loose. Teresa Barra, an old friend of ours. We did a show on Marian's Closet a couple months ago. Any changes? I think with cold weather coming up, a lot of people probably need jackets and coats.
That's absolutely the case. Yesterday when I was in the store, we had multiple people asking if we were going to be getting new coats and new sweatshirts, fall weather kind of stuff, winter weather stuff. And while we are getting stuff in, we can always use more because the need is great. We are up this year. In September, we had already met last year's numbers of number of people through, the number of items out of the store. So we are very, very busy.
So you're telling me in 9 months,
Yes.
you did the number
worth.
of people coming in
Yes.
versus the whole year before.
Yes, we did.
Wow.
Yeah, we're just on for the ride, and there is a need. I think economically, people are struggling. Their money's not going as far, so we're helping people out that need help. The incredible part is, of that, we have over 1,100 people that have 1,100 families that have received help from us. Of those 1,100, 360 of them are new to us. So a third of the people coming in have never been in our store. And that just kind of shows you where we are right now. Part of it also shows what we do is we're giving a hand up to people. So we're not necessarily having the same people there all the time.
And I think the census in Wadsworth say we're gradually growing.
Yes.
And Soprema, I talked to
Yeah.
Lori Wilkerson, and she says, we have 40 to 50 new people each and every month from the surrounding area. So it's just unbelievable, the growth.
Yeah, it's exciting, and I'm glad that we have a store that can provide those type of needs. But yes, we're always looking for winter clothing. We're looking for, at this time of year, personal products. People are always asking for soap and shampoos, and those are things that would have to either come out of our budget or through somebody that would just want to drop those type of things off to help.
And I'm sure you have some volunteers that really enjoy helping the store indirectly and directly the people coming in with getting items.
Yeah, we have our group now. I think we're at 44 volunteers, and that is everything from cleaning crew to helping in the store, sorting, to helping as like a cashier type person, checking out people, because we do have limits on the number of things that people can take. So
you don't need a great deal of talent you'll find a niche for them, right?
Yeah, but you know what? Really, it's a lot about people just wanting to help. And so that's what we need, people that are looking for something, to fill their lives, to make it, make a difference in the world.
Some people may be getting ready for the winter and looking at all those coats they have. How might they get rid of a couple and bring it down to Marian's closet? How could they do that?
All they need to do is you can drop off at the back door in our store. We're located on East Avenue, and we're open Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays are open 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and Thursdays 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. You can go to our website. I have information here. There's a QR code on this. If you go to that, you can see our hours, address, and there's a phone number there for them to reach us too.
I'm sure you and the rest of the staff really enjoy helping other people. It certainly makes your day.
It does. It is such a blessing, and to see a need being met in real time, and seeing people like beaming in excitement because they found something that they had been looking for, hoping to find, tears just because they're in a situation they didn't want to be in, but realize that people really care about that situation and want to help them.
I think especially probably when school started,
exactly.
Little girls they don't want to wear the same outfit, the whole week and everything, and that's probably exciting.
It was, and the number of people, like I saw it on Facebook, where people were commenting, we need clothing for our children, we don't have the money, and having people on Facebook say, go to Marian's Closet, and actually seeing those families show up, and that we were able to provide nice clothing for their children, because people in this area give nice stuff.
Yeah, what about the community, Wadsworth and beyond? Are they generous people?
Oh, beyond crazy generous. We wouldn't have 120,000 items going out of our store if they weren't like that. So, we couldn't operate without the generosity of the community, and we are definitely blessed to be here.
And you get help from some churches, I believe, as well?
Yes, we do. We have churches that help us. They do drives for us. They help us monetarily, because there are operational expenses, just with the store, whether it's rent or utilities, stuff like that. So, we get a lot of help from churches. Also, other groups in town have helped us too. Last night, shout out to Eagles. They gave us a donation, and they are highly supportive of our community in multiple areas. So,
the need isn't going down with COVID and prices escalating. You know, they say the cost of living is about almost 4%, but that's still sweaters and jackets are not inexpensive, are they?
They're not. And like I said, that is what we need. So if you're hearing this, watching it, share it with your friends. Send them to Marian's Closet because we can definitely help others in need in our community.
And they can drop things off and hit the road because the parking is very limited.
I know. You're not sticking around, and we have volunteers that can help them bring the stuff in the store too.
Well, that's very nice. I learn everything every time we get together. I learn things. Thank you very much, and continue the good work. And how long? By the way, a little history. How long has Marian's Closet been around?
We are at 16 years this year.
Wow.
16 years we've been providing for families in our community. We're over 7,700 families have received help from us.
Fantastic.
So, yes.
Thank you very much for watching Bruce on the Loose, and we'll be back with our final segment coming up. We're here with the final segment on Bruce on the Loose. Joanna Perina, an old friend of mine, is here. And what is this in the background?
This is one of our most popular shows, Bruce on the Loose. You're on the loose today and every day for WCTV.
Yeah, something like that. You're the operations and what?
Operations and community relations coordinator.
That's a mouthful,
isn't
it?
A mouthful,
And you've been at WCTV for several years,
31 years.
Wow.
31 years in June.
So how has WCTV expanded over the years?
Wow. When I first started here in how much time do you have? When I started in 1992, we did just about 200 shows a year. Now we do almost 1,800 shows a year.
Wow.
Yes, we have about 40 series that either produce weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and then we have a slew of community producers that do a couple shows a year, but we have a lot of involvement from our community, which is amazing for a community this size to do that many programs. I mean, that's more than cities like Columbus, Cincinnati, bigger cities, populations that are way bigger than ours. So
going back to the early 1980s, who were some of the pioneers at WCTV?
So 1980s, I was still in high school. So
okay, great.
But early 1990s, when I came here, Homer Baldwin is who we consider the father of WCTV. He started it. He got things started with the city to renegotiate in the franchise agreement with Warner Cable to give us this control of the studio. That's how it all started. And that was in the late 80s, early 90s. When I came in 1992, one of the most famous producers was Lucy Sondels. And I think she's here today.
She is.
She
feeding
did
Medina County, yes.
Historical shows with David Rodich, who was a local historian. Those are all available on our website, watchwctv.com, that people can watch. And she just did a phenomenal job. Oh gosh, I wish I had made a note of every producer that came through and guest that came through over these 31 years, because it has just been a wonderful, wonderful career.
And the shows were very educational, and people really enjoyed them. And over the years, we've diversified, and a lot more different shows have appeared.
Different shows. But you know what people probably recognize us most for? High school sports. We do all the Grizzly football, all the basketball games, girls, boys, JV and varsity. We recruit parents who we cannot thank enough for doing the soccer, the lacrosse, the volleyball, the swimming, the gymnastics. Those are sports parents that come to us with, they're there anyways, so they volunteer to record it. We give them the equipment, the training, and then we're able to air that on our channels, which is amazing.
Now, with all the shows we did, is the staff 10 or 12 people involved?
Oh, gosh, that would be my Christmas wish.
But you're doing that, hours and hours and hours of shows. You have to have a lot of people.
So we have 2 full-time people, myself and John Bernard, who handles all of the scheduling and the programming for the channel, accepts all the files that come in, gets them online, gets them on the channels. And then we have Aiden Uzinski, who's running our camera here, and Jared Evangelist, our 2 part-timers. And they do all the on-location stuff, the sports, the city meetings. So if you're watching a city council meeting, that's us. If you're watching high school sports, that's us. Really, the Blue Tip Parade, that's WCTV. And I'll just tell people where they can watch us. If they have CityLink, we're on channels 15, 16, 17, and 18. If they have Spectrum, we're on 1023, 1024, 1025. And then on watchwctv.com, which we're actually watching behind us, this famous guy here. And then we also launched a YouTube channel this year under the same name, Watch WCTV. So you can watch us anywhere, anytime.
In about a month, we have an awards program.
We do.
And over the years, that has really grown. 16 categories, I believe.
I think we have about that,
Yeah,
14 maybe.
yeah.
Now we're celebrating our 40th year. You did allude to the 80s, and I know that's why we were started in 1983. So we are celebrating our 40th year, and on November 14th, we will host our WCTV Clapper Awards. This is our 33rd year for those. And that's where we recognize the best producers over the past year that have been producing shows for WCTV. I will mention all of our producers are volunteers. So they're all community producers, and they do such an amazing job.
I think I would be remiss if I didn't mention Polka Times again.
Yes.
How many shows have Gene Kovac and company done?
So they will be celebrating their 1500th at the end of this year. They started in 1994, so they've been doing it almost 30 years. And so Joe Gabrozik and Gene Kovac started it. Joe Gabrozik passed away in 2019. Gene's son, Mike Kovac, who everyone knows was our retired Medina County auditor, he has taken over that co-host position, and they're still going strong. They air all over the United States. I send them to many cable systems, and people watch from all over the world. We have viewers in Europe because we can tell when they're watching online. And we have, for some reason, this big audience in North Dakota. We've sent to about 6 cable systems in North Dakota.
What about the WCTV Foundation? How has that helped the station?
So the WCTV Foundation was started to provide supplemental support to WCTV. People may or may not know this, but we are a city department, so we are under the City of Wadsworth departments, just like the electric department, the senior center that we're here with today. But sometimes there are things that aren't in our budget that we may want to do, a program, a service, a piece of equipment. So we started this 501c3 in October of 2021, and mainly it's a fundraising group that raising funds to subsidize things that might not be in our city budget. Last year we were fortunate enough to raise enough money. We provided a scholarship to a Wadsworth High School student. We hope to do more of those in the coming years. We're doing our $40 by $500 raffle, and that's what Roger Polk is here today doing that. And that's where we sell, that's our major fundraiser. Every time we sell 100 tickets for $10, we pull a $500 winner. We've awarded 11 so far. They're people you know, they're people in our community, and so that's been pretty exciting. And we will pull our next winner and possibly 2 at the Clapper Awards.
That is unbelievable. How does it make you feel as really someone right in the center of the expansion of WCTV? How does it make you feel when all these activities, and someone could come through the door tomorrow and start a new show, couldn't they?
Yes, actually that is what we want. We want people, that has been pretty much our goal for the last 30, 40 years. We want people to come to us with an idea for a program, and we will help them facilitate that. We'll teach them if they need to. We'll teach them how to shoot with a camera. We'll teach them how to edit. We'll teach them how to be a host, any of that. However, with technology changing, everyone has their own production studio right in their hands with their iPhones or their Androids. So we can even help them with that. Even if they do produce it with their phones or their own cameras, they can still send it to us and we'll put it on our local channels. So that's what we are striving for, is to have lots of community producers like yourself to cover anything that's happening in Wadsworth and any subject that people have a passion about. It just can't be commercial, but any, a hobby, a passion, any kind of interesting event, we would love to have that video.
Well, I can attest that you very much support your producers and
Thank
feel
you.
that they are an integral part of WCTV, and thank you for your years of service.
Thank you.
And you're just getting going. You're getting your second win. Joanna Perino was our guest, ending the first segment of Bruce on the Loose.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.